Javelin downed the Russian chopper in this manner. Due to the fact that tanks are the most common target on a battlefield, the military industry is continually creating and enhancing equipment to combat them. Local engagements are won by whoever destroys the opponent armored vehicles more efficiently. Local conflicts create the groundwork for the war's success. There are several different ways to combat tanks today. Analyze the impact of Russian armor on the FGM-148 Javelin anti-tank missile system. Tanks and armored personnel vehicles frequently ignite spectacular fireworks. The archaic design of Russian automobiles is to blame for this. Anti-tank systems are light and enable forces to ambush and infiltrate hostile territory according to the new anti-tank guided missiles (ATGM) operating paradigm. A soldier emerges from cover and opens fire on a tank surrounded by ATGMs. Surprisingly, the second tank noticed the Ukrainian but did nothing. The tank is harmed when the rocket hits the engine area. The turret, which is all that is left of the tank after the second strike, took the brunt of the damage. Another Ukrainian sabotage squad approaches a Russian tank quite closely. When the Javelin missile is launched, it soars skyward before making a rapid descent. The work is finished when the tank is destroyed. The Javelin has emerged as both the most popular and lethal ATGM for Russian armored vehicles. Here's an illustration. There will soon be 3 Russian armored personnel carriers. The Javelins are used by the Ukrainians. One armored personnel carrier was allowed to advance by the Russians on the other side before it was stopped by a rocket. The crew starts to exit the armored vehicle as the Ukrainians retaliate with fire. The Russians decide to leave the other 2 armored vehicles as well out of fear. The abandoned vehicles are just finished off by the Ukrainians, and this was yet another futile attack. ATGMs stabbed and artillery destroyed a convoy of Russian tanks and armored vehicles. A Russian tank approaches his squad to examine the situation but comes to a complete stop. This is the first error, and a missile strikes the left side right away. Then the Ukrainians launched a second missile, and 2 additional armored personnel carriers were hit by artillery. To possibly evacuate these soldiers, they move away. The first armored vehicle strikes the mine and comes to a stop next to a tank that has taken a Javelin strike. The Ukrainian artillery defeated the group and destroyed the crew, which led to the destruction of the second BNP. The Javelin missile, according to the military, is even capable of bringing a helicopter down. For instance, this is how the Javelin missile may overtake Russian helos. The FGM-148 Javelin anti-tank missile system is effective in combat against Russian armored vehicles and can hit targets up to 5 kilometers away. Long-range weapons like the Javelin have a high success rate because they can strike targets from above, where the armor is most exposed. The tandem warhead of the missile, which has 2 charges, allows it to penetrate armor and harm internal systems, making it extremely effective even against the most recent Russian tank upgrades. Several instances of successful Javelin hits where tanks are involved.